Please subscribe and ring the bell to be instantly notified of In Hindsight /Balik Tanaw episodes. Please like and share this video and all my videos across social media. Please support the show on PayPal, where you can give out any amount you want, or on Patreon. Patrons can watch Balik Tanaw /In Hindsight videos earlier than everyone else. They can see their names at the end of videos, and they can even request videos about a song, a movie, an album, a TV show, or even on one-hit wonders. For full details and to become a patron, visit patreon.com/Balik Tanaw. And thank you to my sibling G-G Arts for the microphone I borrowed for this video. Welcome, I am Emir, and let's look back in hindsight. This is a painful video to make because I don't want to think that Shut Up and Dance was their only hit and that Walk the Moon is a one-hit wonder. But it's been what? 6, 7 years? It's time to ask, are Walk the Moon a one-hit wonder? Meet the band. Quote, lead singer Nicolas Petrica, who also plays the keyboard and synthesizer, bassist and vocalist Kevin Ray, drummer and vocalist Sean Waugaman, and guitarist and vocalist Ellie Maiman. End quote. Apologies for the pronunciation. Please correct me. Their name, Walk the Moon, is a record from the Police. Another one-hit wonder? Every breath you take, dun 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 dun. Every move you make, dun 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 dun. As I said before, on my top 10 worst Philippine hit songs of 2019 video, No to Stalking. Their influences include Talking Heads, David Bowie, The Police, Tears for Fears, and Phil Collins. Phil's Never Leaving Me Alone, is he? I'm a Phil Collins and I'm still singing in the background. What is Walk the Moon's origin story? Petrica explained, quote, I started the band a few years ago. This lineup didn't come together until this year, really. End quote. Todd in the Shadows would call this Petrica, end quote, a rotating list of nameless randos, unquote. But that would be unfair. Petrica, and the different lineup had earlier released I Want independently. The present lineup then released their self-titled album under RCA Records. Self-titled, huh? I wonder how much the marketing department got paid for that brilliant idea. If you want me to review these albums, please be a patron on patreon.com/Balik Tanaw. Both albums feature Anna Sun, which I confused with Anna Lee, Sweetheart of the Sun by the Bangles. Another one-hit wonder? I'm beginning to think I'm using that term too loosely. Anyway, Anna Sun is about, quote, Anna Sun was a professor at the Cincinnati College where the bandmates studied. Upon seeing that some of the lyrics were too suggestive, Anna requested that some of them be changed. However, since Walk the Moon are a rock band full of rock stars, they refused. End quote. I can't see anything, quote, suggestive, unquote, on these lyrics. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. After that, according to the band's website, Quote, when the band finished touring in support of their self-titled 2012 RCA debut, Petrica found something entirely new on his hands. Time. Walk the Moon launched into writing an entire album from scratch for the very first time as a band. End quote. The result was Talking is Hard. Why is talking hard? I have my own answer, but you're not here for that. You're not here for me. Petrica said, quote, people of our generation are scared to express ourselves. We're stuck on our phones communicating with people on the other side of the world, but find it hard to hold a conversation with people across the table. It's about getting out of your head. End quote. This was all before the C-word attack, obviously. Turntables Turn on Genius.com calls Talking is Hard, quote, part of the new wave genre, as the songs have been inspired by hits from the era. In an interview with Mike Was of Idolator, the band explained, quote, Nicolas Petrica, for sure. New wave has been a big part of our sound for a long time, like the Smiths and Talking Heads. Ellie Maiman. So, if that happened, we would take a break and listen to Hit Me With Your Best Shot, or What's Love Got to Do With It, or Jessie's Girl, and absorb the details of those classic tunes in a way that you can't do every day. Then, we'd deconstruct it, figure out how it works, and how we can incorporate those elements into what we do. End quote. Again, nothing starts from nothing, and that's okay. Copyright law does not protect ideas. I explain more in my fair use videos. Why the 80s? Quote, Nicolas Petrica. I think the 80s and some of the 90s was a time when weird was celebrated. You had people in the forefront of pop culture, like David Bowie, who was the king of weird. Their fashion was really over the top. And those extremes, which were not necessarily cool in the James Dean sense of cool, were considered acceptable or hip. So we really respond to that weirdness. End quote. I wonder if that explains the long life of 80s nostalgia. Or maybe we're just tired of lockdown. I wonder, will we look back fondly on the C-word? Or we'll just look back in anger? Let's talk about the tracks now. I'll save the quote hit unquote for later. Different Colors is about respecting and embracing diversity. Petrica stated in an interview with Roger Cheng of CNET.com, quote, the message is, quote, not only should people welcome or tolerate differences, they're to be celebrated, unquote, end quote. The title alludes to the LGBT flag. In an article by Carly Marsh on the Wall Street Journal, Walk the Moon explained the story behind the song. Quote, the band was inspired by events that happened in September 2013. Petrica said, I remember watching the news and segment after segment of people arguing about same-sex marriage. And I was so frustrated that we were still having this conversation, unquote, he said, end quote. In a web exclusive for The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Petrica, a bisexual, continued, quote, it seemed like it should be second nature at this point, but that's not the world we live in quite yet. So, we wanted to write a victory march and a call to arms for everyone. It's not just about sexual orientation. It's about equality and love in every way. And, quote, this song, Different Colors, came before the historic United States Supreme Court ruling in Obergefell versus Hodges. This is another Law Meets Balik Tanaw. Let me quote this beautiful passage from that decision. Quote, no union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were. As some of the petitioners in these cases demonstrate, marriage embodies a love that may endure even past death. It would misunderstand these men and women to say they disrespect the idea of marriage. Their plea is that they do respect it so deeply that they seek to find its fulfillment for themselves. Their hope is not to be condemned to live in loneliness, excluded from one of civilization's oldest institutions. They ask for equal dignity in the eyes of the law. The Constitution grants them that right. End quote. Love wins, but for how long? Conservatives now have a majority in that court. And what about the Philippines, where I live? In Obergefell, the United States Supreme Court stated, quote, the dynamic of our constitutional system is that individuals need not await legislative action before asserting a fundamental right. The nation's courts are open to injured individuals who come to them to vindicate their own direct personal stake in our basic charter. An individual can invoke a right to constitutional protection when he or she is harmed, even if the broader public disagrees and even if the legislature refuses to act. The idea of the Constitution, quote, was to withdraw certain subjects from the vicissitudes of political controversy, to place them beyond the reach of majorities and officials, and to establish them as legal principles to be applied by the courts, unquote. This is why, quote, fundamental rights may not be submitted to a vote. They depend on the outcome of no elections, unquote. End quote. What does that mean? I don't know. Something amazing, I guess. But I do know. The matter of same-sex marriage can be decided by the legislature, Congress by passing a law, or it can be decided by the courts, just like in Obergefell. True, Philippine courts don't necessarily have to follow US decisions. But since the Philippine legal system is based on the US model, they have a persuasive effect. Again, I explained this on my videos on fair use. That was Law Meets Balik Tanaw. Enough about the backstory now. Let's talk about the song. Different Colors does not have the same energy as Shut Up and Dance. It's no bop, but at least it's not a downer. The lyrics are hard to understand at times. The vocals seem mumbly. Definitely, the smothering production, not enunciation, is to blame here. It's hard for me to see this song as a standout. I praise the message, but this isn't a song that gets me dancing. Sidekick has the same theme as the quote hit unquote. Again, as I said in my Urduha review and in my fair use videos, nothing is original. Walk the Moon are braver than I am. Though they're a bit reckless. As I said in my top 10 best Philippine hit songs of 2019 video, strategize. Talk to common friends and relatives. Don't go all out guns blazing. I wonder why you'd call someone you care for your quote sidekick unquote though. Who says that? Do you want to spend the rest of your life with this person? Or are you looking for the Andy Richter to your Conan O'Brien? Up to You is a classic EDM song. First verse chorus, drop, second verse chorus. It sounds angry and at the same time cathartic. The tune seems to be a release from the frustrations of the world, from helplessness. The lyrics criticize the status quo, how money continues to be king. As my sibling said before, which I quoted in my review of Travel Time with Susan Calo Medina, we young people are at the stage where we have much time, good health, but no moolah. But there is a ray of hope as long as we, quote, got a handful of magic beans, unquote, quote, it's up to you, unquote. In an interview with Courtney E. Smith on radio.com, my man wrote, quote, we wrote 50 songs for Talking is Hard, so obviously, a lot of them did not make it. We obviously had a lot of material and had a lot that we felt good about for a while, but we wanted to push and see if we could come up with anything else. I'm really obviously glad that we kept writing. It's a testament to keep pushing, even when you think you've had a good idea and you've got it. Keep pushing just a little bit. Sometimes that's when the really good stuff bubbles up. End quote. I don't know if I can still stand by that message though. Keep pushing. It's up to you. 5 years ago, sure, in a heartbeat. But in this isolation world, coupled with depleting funds, erosion of savings and stocks, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Not Walk the Moon though. Petrica said in an interview with Mike Was of Idolator, you know what I'm going to say. Quote, that's part of our exploring the outer reaches of the dark side of Walk the Moon. Even if it's asking a harder hitting question or exploring something dark, I think the spin is still that of empowerment. We're saying that it is up to you to make a difference, and it's up to us to change individually so that we can all survive. That's really what that song's about. End quote. Avalanches, again, another shut up and dance. Same fleeting moment, same recklessness. Now, I have to ask, is Walk the Moon a one-trick pony? That may explain why they're a one-hit wonder. The only thing different here is, quote, 18/1000-year-old soul, unquote, and, quote, you got a look in your eyes. I knew you in a past life, unquote. I guess this is a more energetic, less melancholic version of an old Filipino hit song, Somewhere in My Past. Again, as I said in my Urduha and fair use videos, or as C.S. Lewis said, or as Kanye West said, or as I said in my one-hit wonder on Oh Pretty Woman, or as the US Supreme Court said, or as Justice Story said, or as Toot. Please subscribe and ring the bell to be instantly notified of In Hindsight /Balik Tanaw episodes. Please like and share this video and all my videos across social media. Please support the show on PayPal, where you can give out any amount you want, or on Patreon. Patrons can watch Balik Tanaw /In Hindsight videos earlier than everyone else. They can see their names at the end of videos, and they can even request videos about a song, a movie, an album, a TV show, or even on one-hit wonders? For full details and to become a patron, visit patreon.com/Balik Tanaw. And thank you to my sibling G-G Arts for the microphone I borrowed for this video. Portugal is named Portugal because, hello, Captain Obvious. This song is about looking back in hindsight. Hehe. It's nostalgic. I don't mean the music. I mean the lyrics. This is just another dati, which I talked about in my first Balik Tanaw / in hindsight. Same theme, growing together, and then growing apart. This song sounds alive and living in the moment. You know, for someone who's yearning for the past, for someone reflecting with rose-tinted glasses, for someone who can't seem to move on. Quote, take me with you, unquote. 5 stages of grief? What's that? Down in the Dumps is the exact opposite of the last track. Quote, you can throw all the fits and the tantrums you want, but I won't let you bring me back down. End quote. Make up your mind, people. Do you want to go back or not? Quote, so I'll walk that tightrope wire, but what am I really made of? Scared of heights like I'm scared of falling in love. Unquote. Hey, that's what happens if you're reckless. But that's the beauty of life. We learn, we grow, we become better people. Work this body is an exercise jam. Well, I guess you can get your muscles pumping to this. Can't say the same with let's get physical though. Another one-hit wonder? Seriously, how can anyone work out with that song? Let's get physical. But the title, Work This Body, is not literal. The song is about aiming for the stars, working hard, focusing to achieve your dreams. In an interview with Lauren Murphy of the Irish Times, Petrica said, ditto. Quote, work this body is really all about being unafraid to chase your dreams and to go after what you really want. So, in a way, it's kind of the soundtrack to us trying to beat Shut Up and Dance. End quote. Did they beat their quote hit unquote? We'll see. In short, Work This Body is an inspirational song, which I have a soft spot for, as I said in my River Maya video, in my top 10 best Philippine hit songs of 2019 video, and in my one-hit wonder on Top Loader. I've been working on Balik Tanaw / in hindsight for a year now, full time. I have no source of income other than doing this thing, which I've wanted to do for a long time now. And as I was writing the script for this video, I got an email saying that I now have a patron on Patreon. So, after a lot of downs, down views, down watch hours, terrible comments, being scene zoned by quote friends unquote, not getting replies from people including Walk the Moon themselves, the light is now within reach. Quoting the band themselves, quote, it ain't no matter of, quote, if, unquote, honey, it's just a matter of, quote, when, unquote. Finally, I have one patron. Whether there will be more, however, well, I already talked about this earlier in this very same video. Spend your, how do you say that? Spend your SSS? Spend your $sign? Spend your triple $signs? In one interview, Petrica called it, quote, there's a song called Spend Your Money, which is one of our favorite ones to play live. It was one of those songs where we had a quirky lyric, but it needed something. So I started playing this riff that was similar to Day Tripper by the Beatles. And so it just turned into a hard rock version of that. And, quote, "The Beatles, huh? Add Walk the Moon to the growing list of Beatles-inspired bands." Whatever it's called, spend your SSS, spend your dollars, spend your money. This song is the result of recklessness. The same recklessness on the quote hit unquote, on Avalanche, and on Sidekick. Quote, "The first time to your apartment, I was peeking in between my fingers. Oh, the things I hope we had in common. Wishful thinker." Unquote. Everything is not what it seems. It turns out they have nothing in common. Hey, that's what happens if you jump the gun and call someone your sidekick. Let this be a lesson. I mentioned the 3 R's before. Now I introduce the 3 T's. Think things through. You may think that, wait a minute, nah, that can't be right. Spend your whatever you call it is a criticism against the quote need unquote to fit in. Quote, "What do you spend your money on? I hope it's something of value. Are you the driver or is someone driving you?" Unquote. And quote, "I'm not sure what's more disarming than fake breasts and miniature terriers." Unquote. But here's the thing. What if the person you're talking about is really like this? What if that's who they are? Quote, "Are you the driver or is someone driving you?" Unquote. You're confusing your ideal with reality. Here's the painful truth. Quote, "Who you think they are," unquote, is not, quote, "who they really are," unquote. Get to know who they really are and respect them. Respect. That's the bedrock of every relationship. That's true not only for romantic ones. "We Are the Kids" is a song of defiance. Quote, "We are the kids that you never can kill." Unquote. Quote, "Don't wanna wait for permission. We got our own fresh set of rules. We take that old school fashion, shape it into something new." Unquote. I agree, because there is nothing constant in this world except change. That's a fact of life. A promise for change, quote, "change is coming," unquote, is no promise at all. Change is natural. What's not natural is where change will lead. It can lead to justice or injustice, to a healing world or to a broken one. The burden is on us to fight for change that would benefit humanity. We may perish, but, quote, "we are the kids that you never can kill," unquote. But this song isn't about that. It isn't about building a better world. Quote, "I got my hand in my pocket, and there's a diamond at my fingertips. Don't wanna wait till the morning. You and I, we live for this," unquote. Again, recklessness. There's beauty in waiting, you know. I had 2 friends who recently got married after being in a relationship with their now spouses for at least 5 years. At least they're sure about each other. Both of them know, recognize, and accept who they really are. Not just their partners, but themselves. They're truly ready. The question is, are you? Walk the Moon. Are you ready? Come Under the Covers is a song about, "Hello again, Captain Obvious." Quote, "Summer is over, and I wanna leave you satisfied. Summer is over, and I can feel the cold changing us inside. Come under the covers. 'Cause I wanna leave you satisfied tonight. Unquote. See? Songs about intercourse, lovemaking can be beautiful. No need to be vulgar. Unlike that certain song in my top 10 worst Philippine hit songs of 2019 video that even has the gall to call someone, quote, ego, unquote. Also, probably it's not really love that the character in Walk the Moon's album wants. Lovemaking is different from love. Lovemaking is just the surface. Love requires commitment, something much deeper, and something riskier. You have to bear your all. Aquaman, that last track, shows that wanting for something much deeper. Quote, head first into the water, and so it hits me. I guess we could breathe all along, one breath after another. All I know is I wanna be here with you from now on. Unquote. Shades of at the beginning in there. That was Talking is Hard, an album about entering into a relationship, falling in love, being uncertain if this is indeed love, and then staying in love. From excitement to hesitation to confidence and determination. I like the songs that have nothing to do with this theme, different colors, and work this body. The rest of the songs, they're not bad, but they don't stand out. They don't stand out on their own. But together, the whole is greater than the sum of their parts. This isn't a concept album, but this is how a concept album should be. Walk the Moon succeeds where the Eraserheads on Fruitcake do not. Or does not. Now, let's talk about the quote hit song unquote. Petrica recalled the story behind the music. In an interview with Rob Ledon on American Songwriter, quote, well, band member Ellie Maiman and I were working on something that's now the verse. And it had this great feeling that we couldn't stop playing over and over. We didn't have a chorus, and we didn't have a subject or a lyric. So over the next weekend, I went to this awesome party they have at the Echo in Echo Park, Los Angeles, or Los Angeles, called Funky Soul Saturday. The story of Shut Up and Dance is based on a true story of hanging out there with my friends. This girl actually told me to shut up and dance with her. We took it back to the studio and it spun out very quickly after that. Unquote. Quote, after I had that main bit in the chorus, I started picturing myself in high school because that's what it really reminded me of. Being this incredibly uncomfortable, awkward adolescent dude. So it sort of became this anthem for the dork who is 100% me. The band had been listening to songs like Jessie's Girl and Just What I Needed and Hit Me With Your Best Shot. These super quirky rock anthems. They're simple and beautiful and in-your-face rock songs. And that's the vibe we were looking for. And, quote, Shut Up and Dance peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. So, it's a quote hit unquote based on how that term is defined in past one-hit wonders? Time for me now. What do I think of the song? I turn you over to past me, 2019 me, pre-corona me. My video on Date may be the first Balik Tanaw, but it wasn't my first video. I only shared this with my Facebook, quote, friends, unquote, back in the day. Until now. This was shot unscripted, so it doesn't reflect my present production values. Still, I hope you enjoy.
Yung kantang pag-uusapan ko ngayon, isa ito sa mga favorite din to ng kapatid ko. Napag-usapan na to, yung dalawang music reviewers na sinabi ko kanina. Si Todd in the Shadows, at si Diamond Dax Studios Music. Describe ko muna yung kanta, tapos bakit ko siya gusto, ano yung hindi ko gusto, tapos wrap up. So yung kantang to ay tungkol sa isang fleeting moment. Sabi nga ng isang reviewer, the moment was not meant to last. That was the beauty and the tragedy of that song. It was one perfect moment, pero it was just one moment. Just a glorious 3 minutes, then after that, wala na. But in those 3 minutes, napaka-high ng energy, mapapasayaw ka talaga, mararamdaman mo na masaya ka, and you're enjoying. This song was released, 2014 siya ni-release, 5 years ago. This is an American song, released October 2014, pero naging sikat lang siya 2015 na. Napatugtog ko to sa earphones ko lang dati. Tapos nalaman ko, pinapatugtog ko ng kapatid ko. Simula nun, piniplay na namin na walang earphones kasi na parang namin na-enjoy. Pero nakakatawa kasi yung version na na-enjoy niya, yung kanta lang. Yung kanta lang yung gusto niya. Pero ako kasi na-enjoy ko yung music video. Kasi important yung short part na awkward. Ayaw na ayaw yun ng kapatid ko. Pero para sa akin, and pag-usapan ko bakit, important yung part na yun. Yung awkward pause. Kakantahin ko yung chorus ng kantang to. Tapos pag-usapan natin kung bakit ko siya gusto. And ano yung mga hindi ko naman gusto sa kanya. First time ko kasing kakanta na may camera. Usually pag kumakanta ako live, at saka hindi ako conscious na may nag-shoot ng video sa akin. Ito yung chorus. Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Shut Up and Dance by the American band Walk the Moon. It's one of my favorite songs. Nung pinag-usapan to ni Todd in the Shadows, pinag-usapan niya lang to as a dance song, as a moment to enjoy, have fun, to dance with this amazing person. So, ganun yung analysis ni Todd ng video na yun. Mas gusto ko yung analysis ni Diamond Dax Studios Music. Kasi, doon ko naintindihan kung ba't gusto ko to. Yung analysis ni Diamond Dax Studios Music ay the singer knows that this moment would not last. And so, tanggap niya na after this, wala. Sabi nga ng reviewer na yun I'm not even sure that the guy knows the name of the girl. That's how temporary, that's how fleeting that moment is. Pero, in those 3 minutes, they had the world together. The 3 minutes of that song, they had the world together. I think that's all, for him at least, and that's what the song conveys, that's all that matters. This analysis made me realize why I like this song so much. Kasi, napaka-personal nung kantang ko sa akin. I don't think I've had that moment na I just dance carefree with someone. I don't get invited to parties. I don't party much. Hindi kasi ako umiinom. Hindi ako umiinom at saka akong ginagabi. Kaya hindi ako mahilig mag-party. Pero pag naririnig ko itong kantang to, parang nararamdaman ko na masaya ako, na nasa party ako. Kahit walang partner. This song is like a substitute of a party to me. Also highlights that happiness is a fleeting moment and make the most out of it. Every time I hear this song, I'm happy. Hindi ako nalulungkot. Kahit bad mood ako, basta marinig ko lang ito, masaya na ako. Kahit na yung underlying theme niya everything is just temporary. Parang buhay, everything changes. But what this song contributes is everything changes, but enjoy the moment. Savor the moment. Live the dream. I know that this song is also I don't know if this is a love song kasi although he talks about marrying the girl, parang wala namang ganong depth ng commitment, long-standing relationship. Parang hindi ganun parang fleeting moment lang yung gusto i-convey ng song na to. The point of this song is to have fun. Let's talk about the awkward pause. Sa music video kasi may awkward pause sa gitna ng kanta bago yung last chorus. Yung line na, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, shut up and dance. Tapos may pause na yung lead singer, sasayaw siya na parang tanga, na pinagtatawa na siya ng mga tao na awkward. Ayaw ng kapatid ko yung part na yun. Pero ako gusto ko yung part na yun. Kasi, ang pinapakita lang nun even socially awkward people who are not extroverts, even those who find it hard to socialize with people, to attend gatherings, to attend parties, even they can go all out and have fun. And it's okay. Parang confidence booster yung part na yun. Para siyang tanga. I agree with my sister. Para siyang tanga. Pero, come on, let the guy have fun. This is just a moment You don't know if this will ever happen again. Kaya, I can't really be too mad about the awkward pause in that video. Kasi it's an integral part. Nahihirapan akong makinig ng kanta na mabagal. Don't get me wrong, I love old songs. I have old songs in my playlist. Pero, after a while, kapagod ka sa slow songs. Mas gusto mo yung full of energy. And this song is full of energy. Maganda yung beat, maganda yung build up, mapasayaw ka talaga. Fit yun. Kasi usually, kahit mabilis yung kanta, hindi ka naman mapapasayaw. Not necessary. Pero dito, nakapasayaw ako. Mahirap hindi sumayaw pag hindi mo narinig itong kanta. Or at least, itap mo lang yung paa mo habang pinapakinggan itong kanta. I like this song. Yung scene na pinoportray ko sa video, yun sa lyrics, tingin ko hindi pa yung nangyayari sa akin. I don't think mangyayari yun sa akin. At least I have this song. So, every time I listen to it, I can imagine myself in the scene, dancing with that perfect person. Kahit kami hindi magkatuluyan, at least we had this moment together. In my mind. Because again, I don't go to parties anyway. So, yeah. I think I've said everything I wanted to say about this song.
Thank you, hopeful and naive Emir. Let's now answer the question. Is Walk the Moon a one-hit wonder? This is painful to answer because they don't want to be called one-hit wonders. Even I don't want to call them a one-hit wonder. But sadly, they are. They are a one-hit wonder. They have no other top 40 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. What happened next? A live album, another album under RCA, and the pandemic later? They're still going. They're working on a new album as of April 2020. Hope that doesn't turn out to be lost media. Do you want me to review Walk the Moon's other work? Again, you may support Balik Tanaw /In Hindsight on Patreon.